In terms of the spiritual aspect of connecting with birds, any kind of animal, is that an element of your own experience?
It's an absolute, there's a huge, there's a huge, to use your words, spiritual connection for me to nature, to the outdoors, particularly through birds. I'm not sure, the word spiritual often connotates religion, and that's certainly not the way I come at it. But if I see a common bird here, let's say a song sparrow, which is a common, fairly dull brown bird with a few streaks on its head, with a nice bright song, I look at that bird and I make a connection to that bird by, this doesn't always go through my head, but often will. That bird and I are on this planet, and we've both come from exactly the same place, way back in evolutionary past. We've both come through an evolutionary process side by side, and here we are right now in this piece of environment side by side. I see that as an incredibly strong connection. To me, I don't see a lot of separation between me and that bird. Yeah, it's a bird and it sings and I speak and think differently, but nonetheless, we've both arrived here at it by essentially the same path.
When most people say the word animal, they tend to exclude human beings from that.
Oh yeah,
from that phrase. But
I don't see it that way at all. I really see us as closely. We're animals too. Let's just say that song sparrow sitting in the bush is really only different from me in kind, but not by origin or longevity, historical, evolutionary history. It got to where it is in exactly the same way as I got to where I am. I don't see us separated in that way. I just see us part of that bigger complex of life.
Yeah. Just one pet theory of mine, and then I'm going to ask you the big general question. But my belief is, if you look at human beings and their place in the animal kingdom, if you will, is that we're the first species probably who can decide not to go through that cycle of overpopulating, overusing, coming to a dramatic and sudden and terrible decline. And if we don't make that decision as humans, because we are so powerful as a species, we may do damage that's never been experienced before.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, James Lovelock, who he's in his 90s now, I think, who was the developer of the concept of Gaia, of the whole Earth being a single self-regulating organism, which was, he was criticized tremendously when he first came up with this theory. Traditional biologists sort of said, this is woo-woo stuff. However, the Gaia theory has gained more and more respectability over time as we've come to understand the planet as a self-organized system. And just the other day, Lovelock said, yes, our environmental actions are appropriate, but we needn't worry about the Earth, because what's at risk here is us. He said, we need to be worried about the human race. That's who's going to collapse from this. The Earth, I didn't hear the full thing that he said, but I imagine, knowing a little bit about his theory, that what he was saying is the Earth will reorganize itself and heal from this. But the group that's really going to come to an end is us, for what we've done to the thing that supports us. So it's just like, from somebody who developed this incredible theory that many environmentalists subscribe to and talk about, he's taking that larger view over geological time and saying, the Earth will probably heal itself. We've had asteroid impacts, there's been terrible devastation wreaked on the inhabitants of Earth, but Earth comes back. We may not.